Peace, everybody. It's your boy. Let's talk. We back with another video. All right, y'all. So it is now, what's today? Wednesday, October the 2nd, I believe. And we just had our first and only vice president candidatal debate last night between Senator J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz. And man, it was a pretty good commentary from both of them. Actually, I believe they surprisingly, especially from Tim Walz, they actually did better than Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, both of them. And J.D. Vance, oh my God, dude is just yo. Say what you want. They've been trying to use this narrative like weird ever since he was announced as former President Donald Trump's running mate. They've been trying to say weird and everything. Y'all noticed that? But shoot, I think the only thing weird is I think it's weird how just good he is. Like, the man can speak, and to be honest with you, I believe anyone would have a trouble debating J.D. Vance, even Donald Trump himself. I think that's partly the reason why Donald Trump picked J.D. Vance as his running mate, because like he's just good. He's good off the tongue. And I knew of J.D. Vance before him being picked. I didn't know. I have to be honest. I didn't really know too much of him because I wasn't really following him. But I knew who he was, but I didn't know how good of a speaker he was and how good he can conduct himself. And like, he used the same tactics they use. You see, when they start asking him certain questions, he kind of like was saying his own little thing, like not answering the question pretty much, but still talking in the way where a lot of things make sense and people want to speak to him and all that stuff. Kind of like how Kamala was when she was speaking, but he just did it so much better. I thought it was good. And as for Tim Walz, now, for those of us who's not really down with the Democratic Party anymore, and for those of us we know we're not voting for Kamala Harris and everything, we like to, well, not we, but some people, just like on the Democratic side, some people like to, talk trash and downplay certain people because it goes against their interests. Kind of like how the Democrats was saying it about J.D. Vance. But I'm not going to do that about Tim Walz, because actually, for a moment, he held his own. Now, I say for a moment because towards the end, he kind of like was starting to crash out. But that was only really towards the end. Like, a good portion of what he was saying, I was actually digging it. And they both was bigging up each other like throughout the whole night. Kept saying, oh, well, yeah, I actually agree with Tim Walz. I actually agree with J.D. Vance. He's actually right about this, but he's actually right about that. But I was like these guys is off the hook. Now, where Tim Walz messed up at was when they start asking him about the border and everything, and how he believe, or for lack of a better term, what the Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, what can they do to fix the border problem? And it's like he's saying all this, like giving you like the run-of-the-mill answers, and it's like they already in office. And J.D. Vance alluded to that several times. And J.D. Vance, he kept, every time they asked him something, he kept switching it back to Kamala. I loved it. Every time they asked him something, he like, yeah, well, but we're doing this because of Kamala Harris. Like, they barely even mentioned about Biden. Like, you would think that Kamala Harris was the president now in office, the way they was putting it all on her. And good, and rightfully so. Because, shoot, truth be told, maybe she is the one running it. Joe Biden's certainly not running the country right now. So whoever it is, it's not him. But he put it all on her, which I thought it was a brilliant, beautiful tactic. So yeah, I think J.D. Vance just won the election for Donald Trump. Like, I think in my humble opinion, I believe JD Vance won the election for Donald Trump. Now, like I said, Tim Walz, he did his numbers. You know what I mean? He had his ones and twos in there. Like if it was like a dance battle, they was going back and forth a little bit. But then, or we take it back to boxing, it was a good few rounds back and forth. They was exchanging punches. But towards the mid rounds, towards the end, JD Vance, he just started, escaping away. He started taking the lead, and he started dominating. And he got Tim Walz out of there like the 11th and 12th round, which I thought was a beautiful game plan. I thought it was brilliant. And as far as the moderators or the moderator goes, they did a whole lot better. What was that? CNN, ABC? Which one was that? Because I'm sitting here getting a blank now on who was I watching last night. CNN or ABC? I forgot who did the damn debates, but whatever it is, they did a lot better than what the moderators was doing with Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And they were a little bit more like unbiased. They were thorough and they were grilling, but they were grilling both candidates. Maybe because it's not Kamala or Donald. Maybe it's because the vice presidents and people don't really look at them like that. I don't know. But I thought the moderators did a fairly good job. Probably not the best, but they did a fairly good job. And I can't wait to see what happens next between the two people. Because now, shoot, if Donald Trump does win, he becomes our next president again. After the presidency, after this, I wouldn't mind seeing JD Vance as the next president of the United States. For real, for real. So it is what it is. If Donald Trump becomes president and JD Vance is his vice president, and they do a good job, just like Donald Trump did between 2016 and 2020, then I would love to see, I wouldn't mind to see JD Vance be our next president after Donald Trump if they do a good job in office. So we just gonna have to wait and see. But that's all I got for now, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Drop y'all comments down below. Make sure I hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I'll see y'all the next one. Peace.